Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Pratham Test Prep. This is your host Sanjeet Bhatia again back with a new video on your legal affairs and some new cases for your CLAT and AILET 2022. So welcome back guys, whoever is watching this video and has been following us for a long time. Thank you for your constant support and also for taking our channel to 12 to 13k subscribers now. So a big round of applause for you guys also. So right now, if you are someone who's looking at this channel, a like, share, and subscribe will be great. And also hit the bell icon. That is something that you can always do. If you are someone who's looking for mentorship and counseling from our side, if you need any help, you need any material, or you need anything regarding your CLAT and any law entrance exam or any other entrance exam, for say you need help with management or you want to go to any international university, still you can give us a call and we'll be happy to help you all. Okay, so you can write down the number. It's 5 times 9 75392. Okay, so that is the number that you have to call us on if you need any help. Okay, we'll be ready to help you. We'll provide you free counseling sessions also. If you are not able to decide what career option you need to pick up, we will definitely help you out with a counseling session. And also, if you are someone who's an aspirant and just need mentorship from our side and wants to get trained with people from different national law universities and crack the best scores for themselves, you can also call us for mentorship and we'll be happy to help you there also. And this is my number. If you want to get connected to me anytime, you can just give me a call and I'll be happy to help you all. Okay, so that's it for today for this slide. Now coming to hit like, share, subscribe, we've talked about it. And also the last part is that if you are not a part of our Telegram channel, do make sure that you are subscribing to our Telegram channel. And also you'll get all the free updates about our videos. You can post questions to us. You can also take all the material for free that is being uploaded from last 2.5 years. So that is all free. You don't have to pay anything for it, and you can attempt all the quizzes that are there from long ago also, because none of those quizzes are still disabled, right? So you can go for it and give the quizzes for yourself too, right? So the first legal affair for the day, right? Today I've taken out cases that have been happening in the High Court and the Supreme Court, and we'll read what has been happening in these cases so that we get an idea about how it exactly works. Okay, so the first legal news for the day is about the Hotras gang rape case. So there was a Hotras gang rape case that happened very recently, a very miserable event that happened in Uttar Pradesh. So definitely this was one of the case that is also moving the Indian judiciary to a different level. Now the Allahabad High Court has to conclude the hearing on the quantum of damages of the victim's family on November of 25th and 26th. That is the suo motu in re. That means they are taking the cognizance suo motu. That means on their own, right to dissent and dignified last rites and cremation. Right. So on the 25th of November, the High Court fixed as the date on which it will conclude hearing on the question of quantum of compensation. मतलब कितना पैसा दिया जाए, right, to be given to the family of Hotras gang rape and murder victim. Victim के parents को या family को कितना पैसा दिया जाए, उनके हायर्स को कितना पैसा दिया जाए ऐसे केस के अंदर. This order is by the bench of Justice Ranjan Rao and Justice Jasprit Singh. Okay. Okay, so and they came after the Assistant Solicitor General in the pursuance of the Court of September 24th order, right? So this was also there, and they also submitted certain very new things, which was the government orders and notifications, which were regarding the various schemes and benefits that have to be given to the victim's family under the Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribe Act. ठीक है, तो काफी सारी चीजें इसके अंदर इन्वॉल्व है. इट्स नॉट जस्ट, अगर आप देखिए हम लॉ के अंदर, इफ यू आर रीडिंग द लॉ वेरी वेरी केयरफुली, यू विल सी दैट अ लॉट ऑफ एक्ट्स एंड सेक्शंस are entangled into each other, right? Which one makes it very interesting. On the second hand, it also makes it very complex. So you have to understand that how it perfectly matches your mind. You have to synthesize all these complex ideas in your examination also. So reading and understanding at the same time, it doesn't matter. See, you have to understand this, guys. ऐसा फर्क नहीं पड़ता अगर आपने कभी वो लॉ पहले पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा है, right? The only thing about law, the only beauty of this profession is that you can read everything and understand and interpret it in your own sense, right? So that is the beauty of this thing. So you should make sure that you are studying it very carefully, you're reading it very carefully, and you're trying to understand it in the first go. That should be your main motive in any of the cases that we are reading today also, because it gives you, now we have discussed here suo motu in re, we have discussed quantum of compensation, we have discussed assistant solicitor general, now we are also discussing SC and ST act, right? So अब जो अब SC and ST atrocities act भी एक है, right? If any atrocity is caused against the scheduled tribe or the minorities of the country, they can go under this act and file a case against someone in the police station also, and they can fight the case in the court. So these are the kind of things that are present in our one news that we are reading. So please read it very carefully. It's not just the news that you are reading, you are learning a lot of things out of it. Okay, it's mostly interpretation and also certain legal facts that will come up in such newses. So it's very helpful for you. So all these newses are taken from the live blogs that goes on for legal affairs all around the country. So I pick up the most important news or any news that is going to give you some information. If you are looking forward to read all these also, you can just copy the title and paste it on Google and you'll find the news for yourself. Okay, so that's definitely possible. अगर आपको पूरा जजमेंट या केस या आपके एक्स प्रोसिक्यूटर ने क्या कहा या उसने डिफेंस ने क्या कहा, आपको सब कुछ पढ़ना है, क्या अपील के अंदर क्या लिखा था, कोर्ट का क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन रहा, exactly, if you want to read it word to word and you want to understand from there, then it's definitely possible. Okay, you can just write the news on Google and you'll find the news article and you can definitely read it. Okay, so that's it for the first news. Now coming to the second news for the day, that is merely abusing complainant does not constitute to offense under section 504 of the Indian Penal Code. अब आप लोग ये सब ध्यान रखिए, जो मैं आपको बताता हूँ ये सारे इसलिए बताता हूँ ताकि आपको नए नए प्रिंसिपल्स जानने को मिल जाएं. Right, your main motive here is to know the new principles. ऐसा कोई principle अगर आपके एग्जाम में भी आ जाता तो आप रेजोनेट कर पाए उसके साथ and you are able to solve it. That's the main motive here, right? So intention to provoke him to break the public peace is necessary. Okay, so merely abusing जो होता है किसी भी बंदे का, that is not constituted under the section of 504 of IPC, and also intention to provoke him to break the public peace is necessary. ठीक है, so ये दो factors के बारे में उन्होंने बात की है. Now the Nagpur bench of the High Court in a judgment has held that an allegation that the accused abused the complainant does not itself satisfy the ingredient of offense under section 504 of the Indian Penal Code. Okay, now section 504 speaks of the intentional insult with the intent to provoke breach of peace. ठीक है जी, अगर मैं किसी को प्रवोक कर रहा हूं, मैं इंसल्ट कर रहा हूं, ठीक है, किसी कम्युनिटी की या किसी इंसान की, टू जस्ट प्रवोक द ब्रीच ऑफ पीस, कि वो सब जाके तोड़ फोड़ करे या कुछ भी करे, राइट? सो देयर हैज टू बी एन इंटेंशनल इंसल्ट विद द इंटेंट टू प्रवोक द ब्रीच ऑफ पीस. दैट इज सेड इन सेक्शन 504 ऑफ द इंडियन पीनल कोड. वेरी सिंपल, 1860 में बना था और ये सारी चीजें भी उसमें मेंशन थी. Now coming to the next part is that the Justice Rohit B. Dao observed that in the present case, the material on records does not disclose the ingredients of the section 504 IPC. ठीक है, जो उनके पास रिकॉर्ड आया, मटेरियल रिकॉर्ड जो आया है, उसके ऊपर ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं बताया गया, ठीक है, एंड देयरफॉर कॉज्ड द ऑर्डर ऑफ इशुएंस ऑफ प्रोसेस अंडर दिस प्रोविजन. तो उन्होंने इस ऑर्डर को कॉश कर दिया कि इस प्रोसेस नहीं हो सकता इस प्रोविजन के अंडर में. ठीक है, वेरी सिंपल, नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट. थोड़ा सा आप समझने की कोशिश करें, आपको जरूर समझ में आएगा. आप खुद से भी ध्यान से पढ़ेंगे, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इट. आई होप यू आर क्लियर विद द मीनिंग ऑफ सेक्शन 504 ऑफ द इंडियन पीनल कोड. व्हाट डज इट सेज? इट टॉक्स अबाउट इंटेंशनल इंसल्ट विद इंटेंट टू प्रोवोक ब्रीच ऑफ पीस. ठीक है, सो अब जब आप इंसल्ट करोगे तो कोई अगर पीस को ब्रीच करना चाहता है कंट्री में, कोई भी गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट, किसी के भी अगेंस्ट, तो that is definitely punishable offense under the Indian Penal Code of 1860. ठीक है जी. So abusing नहीं है इसके अंदर, ऐसा कोर्ट ने बोल दिया है. और प्रवोक होने का इसके अंदर इंटेंट होना चाहिए, ये भी बोल दिया है. सो इट्स वेरी सिंपल, very not very complicated. Now coming to the next news for the day, that is ट्रेसेबिलिटी. अब जब हम आईटी एक्ट के बारे में बात करते हैं तो अभी हमने देखा होगा व्हाट्सएप, फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, एवरीथिंग वाज अंडर द क्वेश्चन बिकॉज ऑफ द न्यू आईटी रूल्स दैट हैव बीन coming up in our country very recently, and all the courts and the high courts and the different high courts in different states have been giving their observations regarding these IT rules that have come up very recently. So what has been happening, there was one issue that was particularly stuck in these IT rules. That issue was regarding the traceability. Okay, now traceability was a problem because they were trying to find the first sender of the message. ठीक है, that is called the origin of that message. अब जब origin मिल जाएगा तो आपको पता लग जाएगा chain of flow क्या था मैसेज का. ठीक है, now what was the main concern of WhatsApp was that as we say that all our messages are encrypted. ठीक है, all our messages are encrypted, तो हम अगर फर्स्ट ओरिजिन बता देंगे तो वो एनक्रिप्शन का मतलब प्राइवेसी ब्रीच हो गया ना. You have to understand it. It was a very valid point. But now, what the court has said and what the center is saying, you have to understand that, right? So, traceability clause of the IT rules is reasonable. Government expects platform to use mechanism that guards encryptions and protects user privacy. Now, center tells Delhi High Court about this under the case of WhatsApp LLC, that is the limited liability company, versus Union of India. ठीक है, now defending the validity of the traceability provision under the Rule 4.2 of the IT rules of 2021. Okay, the central government told the High Court that the government expects platform to use that mechanism to guard encryption. ठीक है, अब encryption guard करे और privacy भी guard करे user की. ठीक है, it also stated that it is the duty of the platform to evolve a mechanism and modify their existing architect to ensure compliance to the Indian laws. Very specifically, it is being said here कि भाई अगर आप अपने laws बना रहे हो या कोई भी आप अपनी technology बना रहे हो, तो if you are coming to our country, you need to make sure that they are architectured according to the compliances of to the Indian laws. So it's very, very, it's very straightforward that they have told you that you have to maintain the compliances. You can't work out of it and expect a proper cordial relationship with the government. So it was very straightforwardly told to them. Now, additionally, it stated that WhatsApp collects users' person information and shares it to Facebook and other third party for commercial purpose. Hence, they are not legally entitled to claim that it protects privacy. ठीक है जी, चलिए, तो ये भी एक चीज इन्होंने बोल दिया है कि जब आप पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करते हो व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू और उसको फेसबुक और अदर थर्ड पार्टीज एप्स को भी दे देते हो, दैट इज ऑल्सो ब्रीच ऑफ ट्रस्ट and also privacy. So definitely they are not legally entitled to claim that it protects privacy. ठीक है कि भाई हम क्लीन हैंड्स के साथ आए. सो अगर आपको पता हो, एक कोर्ट का नेचुरल जस्टिस का प्रोविजन है जिसको कहते हैं अ पर्सन should come to the court with clean hands, right? Anyone who's coming to the court should come with clean hands. So अगर क्लीन हैंड्स की बात करें तो यहाँ पे जो कंपनी उनसे बात कर रही है प्राइवेसी और डेटा प्रोटेक्शन के बारे में, वो खुद क्लीन हैंड से नहीं आ रही है, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाट दे हैव सेड एंड दैट्स व्हाट दे आर मीनिंग ट्राइंग टू से फ्रॉम दिस, दैट दे आर नॉट कमिंग फ्रॉम क्लीन हैंड्स. So ठीक है, so that is what is being said here. Very interesting case. I would say that you all should go and read about all these things right now that are happening in the IT rules and any other place, because they are going very interesting right now in what social media platforms we use, and it is something that we are involved in day-to-day basis, right? If our involvement is under the day-to-day basis, then we should definitely understand what is happening in these laws. You can't just sit and ignore them. ठीक है, आप लोग ने सबने टिक पे क्लिक करके एक्सेप्ट एंड कंटिन्यू पे क्लिक किया है. So you should basically know what's happening in your social media platforms and your profile so that you can take measures regarding that, right? You don't have to act very lenient about using technology. You need to draw a silver line for that, right? You need to know where to stop. Okay. Now coming to the next news for the day, that is that the World Bank is not a government agency within Article 12 of the Constitution. That's the Delhi High Court, that is to A to Z Infra Services Limited and another's versus New Delhi Municipal Corporation. ठीक है जी, यहाँ पे क्या बोला है, वर्ल्ड बैंक जो है वो गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी नहीं है, ठीक है, विद इन आर्टिकल 12 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. नाउ आर्टिकल 12 बोलता क्या है? आर्टिकल 12 टॉक्स अबाउट डिफाइंस स्टेट एंड अदर अथॉरिटीज, ठीक है, who comes under the definition of states and other authorities. Now, a division bench of Justice Vipin Sanghi and Jasmeet Singh observed that to be a government agency, a body must be under pervasive and actual control of the government of India. Here we are just talking about परवेसिव एंड एक्चुअल कंट्रोल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक है, कि उन्होंने क्या ऑब्जर्व किया जस्टिसेस ने, कि अगर किसी भी चीज को गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी बोलना होना चाहिए, अगर उसको बोला जा रहा है, सो इट शुड बी अंडर द परवेसिव एंड एक्चुअल कंट्रोल ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. Okay, it also observed that the principal and agent would be attracted in such a case. So it is very, very important to understand all these terms right now, because if you're going into a CLAT examination, these all terms are going to pop up in the paper, because वो लोग क्या उठा के दे रहे हैं, blog post, constitutional reading, news articles. So और कुछ भी आ सकता है कि एग्जाम में, एडिटोरियल्स में से भी आपको उठा के दिया जा सकता है जहां पे ऐसी बिल्कुल लैंग्वेज यूज की जाएगी. So I just request all of you to start reading a little more of legal news, so that you have a better idea of interpreting the lines that they are saying. Because शुरू में थोड़ा सा आपको डिफिकल्ट लगेगा, बिकॉज एक लाइन को आप अगर 3 बार पढ़ेंगे तो सब 3 अलग मतलब भी निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है, लीगल लैंग्वेजेस ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट. सो यू नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल ऑफ व्हाट यू आर रीडिंग. दैट इज समथिंग दैट यू नीड टू टेक केयर ऑफ. अगर आप उस चीज का ध्यान नहीं रख रहे तो इट्स गोना टेक अ वेरी मिजरेबल टर्न फॉर यू. सो मेक श्योर दैट यू आर रीडिंग इट वेरी केयरफुली. चलिए, सो नेक्स्ट न्यूज फॉर द डे. आई होप ये सबको क्लियर है. इसके बाद और एक चीज बोली गई थी, इट ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व दैट द प्रिंसिपल एंड एजेंट वुड बी अट्रैक्टेड इन सच अ केस. अगर ऐसा केस हो रहा है तो इसके अंदर प्रिंसिपल और एजेंट वाला सिस्टम भी आएगा. अगर वो गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी है तो गवर्नमेंट उसका प्रिंसिपल है और वो उनके एजेंट है. सो डेफिनेटली दैट इज समथिंग दैट विल बी अट्रैक्टेड इन सच अ केस. बट यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है. प्रिंसिपल एंड एजेंट अट्रैक्ट हो सकता है इन सच अ केस, बट नथिंग एल्स. ठीक है जी. चलिए, तो वर्ल्ड बैंक गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि परवेसिव और एक्चुअल कंट्रोल के बाहर है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के. सो दैट इज व्हाई इट कैन नॉट बी हेल्ड एज a government agency. Very simple, very good observation by the court, and also the way that they write it is just brilliant. Okay, so you can read it also if you want to further. Now, unremarried ex-wife is incapable of maintaining herself, has the right beyond iddat period. अब जी ये कौन मेरे को बता सकते हैं इद्दत पीरियड के बारे में? आप लोग में से ज्यादातर लोगों को इद्दत पीरियड के बारे में शायद नहीं पता होगा. सो अगर आप जब मुस्लिम लॉ पढ़ेंगे, सो आपको इद्दत पीरियड के बारे में बताया जाएगा. इद्दत पीरियड के बारे में आपको क्या होता है, दैट अब इद्दत पीरियड इज बेसिकली a lunar cycle, basically a period cycle of a woman. Okay, so आपको ये समझना है. ठीक है. Now, unremarried ex-wife, ठीक है, अगर कोई women left her husband and she is remains unmarried, ठीक है, so जो unmarried ex-wife है दोस्तों, she and who is incapable of maintaining herself, मतलब जो खुद का ध्यान नहीं रख सकती, फूड शेल्टर बेसिक एसेंशियल्स उसका ध्यान नहीं रख सकती, has the right to maintenance beyond इद्दत पीरियड. ठीक है, तो उस लूनर साइकिल के बाद भी वो मेंटेनेंस के हकदार हैं. ठीक है, सो ये कर्नाटका हाईकोर्ट ने कहा है कि अगर एक मुस्लिम मैन की ड्यूटी है, अगर वो किसी वुमेन को छोड़ता है या लाइक डिवोर्स करता है, so it is a provision that the Muslim man is duty bound for his ex-wife's maintenance beyond the iddat period despite paying मेहर. ठीक है, अब मेहर अमाउंट क्या होता है आपको समझना होगा. मेहर अमाउंट इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग, राइट. इंडियन सोसाइटी में अगर आप देखोगे मेहर, और बाहर भी मेहर बहुत होता है. सो इंडिया में जैसे when if you see Hindu Marriage Act, right? If you see Hindu marriages, you see dowry, right? That is something that we have basically seen, but dowry is illegal. Ab meher is a legal contractual like payment that is done from the groom's side to the bride's side. Okay, it is, as you can say, a protection money, and you can also say that the Muslim marriages में ये मेहर का amount कहलाता है. It is not dowry, but it is the legal form of that. But it is paid by the groom's side to the female. Okay, it's not the other way around. It's this way around. Okay, so Hindus का उल्टा है. Now अगर यहाँ पे उसने despite मेहर amount भी दे दिया है, imagine that woman is being paid the मेहर amount also, and she's getting she wants the maintenance also after that. ठीक है, if she remains unmarried and is incapable of maintaining herself, अगर उसके पास जॉब है, ये सब है, तो फिर क्वेश्चन में आ जाता है ये चीज. बट अगर नहीं है, मेंटेन नहीं कर सकती, अगर she comes from a strata of society where she's not married, she's not educated, ठीक है, and she doesn't have any good family value wealth behind her, तो फिर वो क्या करेगी, right? How will she maintain herself? But the person who has married her and left her, abandoned her, whatever is he has done, so it's his duty, he's duty bound to maintain his wife beyond that period. ठीक है जी? So that's what the court has said, and court made it clear that the right of an unmarried ex-wife to receive maintenance is co-extensive with the requirement. Okay, कि ये co-existent है, the yardstick being the life essential, not the luxury. ठीक है, तो कोर्ट भी मतलब जैसे टॉन्टिंग चीजें बोलती है. ठीक है, आपको देखना है कि they write it in a manner which is classy, but that's definitely taunting. ठीक है, तो it is an right of an unmarried ex-wife to receive maintenance is coexistence with the requirement. ठीक है, उनके requirement जितना उनको maintenance मिलना चाहिए, the yardstick being the life essential and not the luxury. That's what the court has said. Ayushin, when will I post this live session? What are you talking about? Which live session are you talking about? This one is gonna get posted as soon as it ends, Ayushi. So you can watch it after it ends. It's gonna end in next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Now that's the news for the day. अब आपको ये भी समझ में आ गई होगी. Ayushi, I hope you are listening to what I'm talking right now. If you have missed any of this before this, you can definitely cover it up later. That is definitely possible. हाँ, ये इसके बाद जब ये खत्म हो जाएगा around 3:45, so then you can watch it from the beginning, but from right now you can watch it from here itself. चलिए, next is marriage increasingly being used as a tool to coerce people into religious conversion. Okay, UP government defends the anti-love jihad law. Right, so this is also something that is coming up. न्यूज में है, बहुत ज्यादा आपको सुनने में आता होगा, एंटी जिहाद, लव जिहाद, ये जिहाद, सब कुछ चलता रहता है. But it is something that we have to understand that there are a lot of political aspects attached to all these things, so you have to see it in that manner. और please अगर आप लॉ पढ़ने जा रहे हैं तो न्यूज थोड़ी संभल के देखिए करिए. न्यूज देख रहे हैं तो संभल के देखिए कौन सी न्यूज देख रहे हैं. मैं आपको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, rather than listening to news in India, you should definitely go for newspapers. Right, newspapers are a better source of information. ठीक है, so चलिए, तो marriages के बारे में बात हो रही है. Used as tool for love jihad, UP government defends anti-jihad law. Now the Uttar Pradesh government defended the Uttar Pradesh Prohibition of Unlawful Conversion of Religious Act of 2021. ये नया एक्ट है, आपसे बेसिकली ये पेपर में भी पूछा जा सकता है, which is the religious act that Uttar Pradesh has taken out against the anti-jihad law. This is what they have called, and they call it anti-love jihad act. ठीक है, तो देख रहे हो कितना स्पेसिफिक है. So that's what they have done. The UP Prohibition of Unlawful Conversion of Religion Act of 2021 before the Allahabad High Court by submitting that since marriage is being used as an instrument to convert an individual's religion against his or her will, therefore the act seeks to remedy to this malady. Right, so you have to see that ये क्या कह रहे हैं. The government is saying that this is not being said in the court. The government is defending the act. Right, so understand that. ठीक है, उन्होंने यही कहा है कि ये जो मैरिज है ये यूज किया जा रहा है as an instrument to convert an individual's religion against his or her will. Therefore, the act seeks to remedy this malady. ओके सो रेमेडी है ये इस गलत चीज की, ऐसा ये गवर्नमेंट कह रही है. नाउ द सबमिशन हैज बीन मेड बाय द यूपी गवर्नमेंट बिफोर द हाई कोर्ट बाय वे ऑफ एन एफिडेविट फाइल्ड इन रिस्पॉन्स टू अ बैच ऑफ पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट लिटिगेशन challenging the act. PILs are being filed, public interest litigation, जो litigation larger public के benefit के लिए किया जाता है, that is called a PIL. So बहुत सारे PILs इनके against में file हुए थे. So definitely that is why they came before the High Court by a way of an affidavit and filed a response against the act. Significantly, stressing that the community interest will prevail over the individual interest, the government has submitted that the law in challenge seeks to protect the public interest and maintain public order and safeguard the interest of the community. सुन लीजिए, पढ़ लीजिए ध्यान से, ठीक है. ये कोर्ट ने कहा है. उसके बाद the affidavit that was submitted before the court, I will quote and unquote, you can read it what the government has said. When there is a fear psychosis spread in the community at large, the community itself is endangered and succumbs to the pressure relating in forceful conversion. Under the said circumstances, it becomes necessary that the interest of the community as a whole requires protection and no micro-analysis of individual interests can be looked into. So it's a very, very posh English that is being written out there for people like us to understand. Right, so it's basically saying only one thing, that the fear that is being spread in the community at large, right, is resulting in the forceful conversion, and is also necessary that we take steps for the community as a whole and take no micro analysis की मतलब हम एक individual case देख के इतने बड़े interest, public interest को नकारा ना करें. ठीक है जी, साफ ऐसा बोला जा रहा है यहाँ पे. तो आपने देख लिया, सुन लिया और पढ़ लिया. अब आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट काइंड ऑफ लीगल यूज and you are taking it very well right now. ठीक है, so आप ये सब जरूर पढ़िए. ये सब पढ़ने से आपको काफी कुछ समझ में भी आएगा. You will know more about the country, you will know more about the system of the country. So that will also make you politically, mentally and emotionally aware, right? So आप तीनों चीजें हो जाएगा आपका. So it's better you start reading right now, so that is something that will help you out also. चलिए, so the next case for the day, the marriage permissible only between biological man and a woman. ठीक है, that is Nafte Johar case doesn't recognize same sex marriage, center tells High Court. ठीक है, तो ऐसी चीजें होती रहेंगी अभी. अब as we are a growing society, the cases of these kinds will increase, friends. So that is good for our country, because that's how we will get gender sensitization. People will be sensitive about gender. They'll be sensitive about what they're speaking. So that's great. That's how a society evolves. Okay, so that's good for our country. Okay. Now, the Delhi High Court has listed a batch of pleas seeking recognition and registration of same-sex marriages under the law for final hearing on 30th of November. So the hearing here is going to happen on 30th of November. That is pleas of seeking recognition and registration of same-sex marriages. ठीक है, अभी तो same-sex 377 को हटा के उन्होंने सिर्फ उसको लीगलाइज किया. अब इलीगल नहीं है, पहले तो इलीगल था. अब मैरिज करने का कोई तरीका नहीं है फ्रेंड्स. So अगर मैरिज करने का कोई तरीका नहीं है तो वो भी निकालना पड़ेगा. तो that is why there is a plea that is being filed in the Delhi High Court regarding the same-sex marriages. The bench of the Chief Justice D.N. Patel and Justice Jyoti Singh has meanwhile granted time to all parties to complete their pleadings. ठीक है, तो इस टाइम में उनको बोला कि भाई आप अपनी pleadings करो. They have been hearing bunch of petitions filed by Abhijit Iyer, Mitra Vaibhav Jain, Dr. Kavita Arora, and OCI card holder, and all these people, right? They have filed their pleas in the Delhi High Court regarding the same-sex marriages. Okay, so these kind of things are coming up a lot in our country, and definitely that's a good movement to see also, because when all this will get cleared, right, these are all clouds that are there on the road, right? So if there is someone who belongs to that community and wants to get out, right, so the fear will be a little less. Okay, because right now if we see the society, if you are from a small village or a town, it's going to be really difficult for the society and your own individuals that you came out from, your parents, it's very difficult for them to understand all these things. Okay, so definitely ऐसी चीजें जब होंगी, थोड़ा sensitization आएगा, people will start understanding. Definitely I might say it might take a little more time for rural India to come up to that level of understanding, because we are at some places we are still stuck back to khap panchayats and things of that sort. But definitely it will move ahead and the society will grow with time, so we have to give it time. And these kinds of small steps by high courts and supreme courts also bring us closer to that betterment of the society also. Okay, they are the strict eye keepers and witnesses of the constitution and the society also, so they make sure that they keep a close check on what's happening. Okay, ji. So that is something that you need to understand. And also this is a beautiful case and you need to read upon it. If you want to, that will be perfect. Now, possession of book of Bhagat Singh is not barred under law. ठीक है जी. अब कोर्ट के अंदर है ना, दो लोगों को पकड़ लिया था इन्होंने यूएपीए और सिडिशन एक्ट के अंदर. ठीक है जी. तो अब आपको ये समझना है कि ऐसी चीजें होती रहती है, ये सब ये बहुत कॉमन है. लोग ऐसे ही जाते हैं जेल में और मतलब ऐसा बहुत कॉमन है ये. ठीक है. तो यूएपीए अनलॉफुल एक्टिविटीज प्रिवेंशन एक्ट, आई होप एवरीबॉडी ऑफ यू नोज दैट. यूएपीए बहुत सुना होगा आपने अगर आप न्यूज पढ़ते हैं और देखते हैं तो. ठीक है. और सिडेशन चार्जेस इज ऑब्वियसली सिडेटिंग, मतलब एक्साइटिंग समवन टू गो एंड कमिट समथिंग रॉन्ग. ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड सिडेशन चार्जेस. सो ये भी एक चीज आई कि जो पोजेशन ऑफ भगत सिंह बुक है, दैट इज नॉट बार्ड अंडर लॉ. Okay, the court acquits these two people, and while acquitting these two tribal people under the UAPA case over alleged links with the Naxalites, a session court in Mangaluru recently observed that the possession of the book about revolutionary freedom fighter Bhagat Singh is not barred under law. ठीक है. अब आपको ये भी समझना है एक चीज कि ये जो जजमेंट्स होते हैं ना, इसके अंदर कभी कभी जजेस भी अपनी पर्सनल टिप्पणी भी डालते हैं. ठीक है. दैट्स देयर पर्सनल चॉइस, पर्सनल व्यू, कमेंट्स जो वो लोग डालते हैं, दैट माइट नॉट बी रिलेटेड टू द डिसीजन दैट इज कमिंग आउट, बट दैट्स अ पर्सनल ऑब्जर्वेशन कि भाई हम जब ये केस देख रहे थे तो हमें ऐसा भी लगा. that's their freedom of expression on the pages that they're writing as an order. So that also happens very very often. So you can also see it while you are reading the judgments कि ऐसी कई चीजें बीच में judges बस अपनी comments उसमें लिख रहे होते हैं, and which is very obviously educative in nature but not required for the decision making of that case. ठीक है जी. So that is also something that the police has seized the books. अगर seize की थी book भगत सिंह की, certain articles and paper cutting from the accused that they had links with Naxalites. ठीक है जी. Simple ऐसा था. The book of Bhagat Singh seized in the possession. The book of Bhagat Singh is not barred under law, observed the session court. While acquitted Vitthal Mukadiya and then journalism student and his father Lingappa Mukadiya charges of the offences under, देख रहे हो कितने सेक्शन लगा है, 120B, 124A, सेक्शन 19 and 20 ऑफ द यूएपीए एक्ट. ठीक है. 4 सेक्शन के अंदर उन्हें बुक किया, 2 एक्ट्स के अंदर. सो डेफिनेटली अ ह्यूज पनिशमेंट वाज अवेटिंग फॉर देम इफ दे वर कॉट गिल्टी ऑफ दीस ऑफेंसेस दैट दे हैव बीन टोल्ड. और नॉन बेलेबल ऑफेंसेस तो बेल भी नहीं मिलती. सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट दे हैव सेड टू बी इन पोजेशन ऑफ, एंड दे हैव बीन सेड दैट दे वर इन लिंक विद द Naxalites too, because they had some paper cuttings of those sort, right? So this is being said in the case, and the court has acquitted both them. So very good case. Understanding these cases not barred by law. क्या बोल रहे हैं आप, right? So these are the kind of things that keep on happening in the courts very 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 regularly. चलिए. So that's it from my guys, and I hope guys information and some more principles to learn from in law, and definitely that is going to help you out a lot, right? So keep reading your text, newspapers, general knowledge and everything, because they are very very important for your CLAT examination. If you are planning to write the examination next year or next to next year, keep a focus on your GK legal affairs and your legal knowledge. because a legal knowledge is something that is very important for AILET examinations, as it pops up like anything in the AILET question paper. So I hope that you guys start studying and reading them very, very carefully. Okay. So, and also a small piece of advice to all of you, as you all are in the era where you are learning from online education, make sure that you go and read back once you are done with these sessions also, because single-handedly no session can get you through these exams. Make sure that you know about the exam very well. You are taking the mock test and understanding the question papers. If you haven't started the preparation yet and you need any help, you can definitely give us a call on 5x97539 but you also make sure that you start studying before you give us a call and start understanding the exam. Make sure you're doing your proper research about colleges and understanding what, where, and why are you going to study there. Okay, so all these things have to be figured out by you. I know 18 years is not the right age to tell you to do all of this, but you have to, and you will, I know. So do go and research and what you want to do, at least get a basic idea about it, so that you have a way to go ahead. Okay, and the COVID fourth wave is back in Russia, Ukraine, and UK also. So we don't know is it going to come to India or not, but I want all of you to take care of yourself, because this is the most important years of your life, and it's going to be very deciding factor for what you do in the future. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, you're wearing your masks very regularly, keeping it above your nose, and also using the hand sanitizers and maintaining social distancing, for God's sake, right? And do take care of yourself, keep smiling, keep listening, and keep reading, and also hit the like, share, and subscribe button if you like the channel. Thank you all. See you on Friday again with a new session, a new day, and we'll discuss new things with you regarding CLAT and AILET exams. Thanks guys, bye bye, and take care of yourself.